All right, welcome back to the Sooner Surge, and it's game day, guys. It's game day here in about 4 hours. Be kicking off there in Cincinnati. The crowd is already there. It's going to be a great atmosphere going in a road environment. See what these Sooners are made of. Team 129. Before we get started, make sure you click subscribe, join this channel, be a part of what's happening. And we kind of got some news, Jeremy. Last night, uh, I was going to bed and just Twitter started blowing up around midnight, I believe, maybe 1 a.m. A lot of recruiting buzz last night uh, with names like Bussy, maybe. Just a lot of stuff happening. Looks like positive news for Oklahoma uh, that could be happening very soon, just from based off Twitter rumors and follows and different things like that.
Yeah, and I think there's two guys that immediately should probably go to the minds of Sooner fans. One would be Terry Bussey. He is committing, has the date set for the 28th of September, which, do the math, that's Thursday night. Uh, so that's 4 days, 6 days away, I guess, from his commitment. It's been a really, from all the things we have gathered and anything you read, it's a two-team race between A&M and Oklahoma. Do you know that Emmett Jones has been there? Was I think the only coach there, a week or two ago when he had a very good performance on a Friday night. And look, I'm not here to say Bussey's going to be a Sooner. I will say I like the fact that Emmett Jones was there. And if we want to base any conclusion or inference that we can draw based on that, then I would say then that would be great news that OU had Emmett Jones there with Terry Bussey in attendance to continue that relationship. But everything had been said. It's A&M leading at this point. The other guy, I think that you might have to think about as being a future Sooner would be the offensive lineman from IMG Academy, Jordan Seaton, 6'5", big dude, would be a big get for the Sooners. You have the David Stone, Jaden Jackson influence effect. I know that would be a possibility. So to me, Jay, those are the initial two guys that I look at as to it could be one of those.
Yeah, and Bussy to me is very interesting. I mean, like you said, OU has the thing about this recruitment is OU has been consistent and they've stayed in the race. And you saw that early on with a bunch of the big defensive linemen. Like you got to be in contention at the end and then closing time. And we all know what Emmett Jones does at closing time. He closes the deal, guys. I mean, let's look at his history in a very short time at Oklahoma, right? It's been very short time and he's closed the deal most of the time, right? So I think you look at that. I think you look at just the timing of this and the timing of all this buzz. And to me, Bussy, I, I really think there's some positive buzz in that direction with Bussy, being that he commits in 4 days, being that it's so close to that commitment, being that if you're any type of athlete on the offensive side of the ball, and you see guys like Andrew Anthony transfer in from Michigan and putting up huge numbers, right? You see guys like Petaway getting on the field as freshmen, Nick Anderson, he's a freshman. I mean, last year he redshirted. So you see the youngsters and the ball being spread around, and you see what quarterback's going to be there next year. Who would not want to play in that offense, right? I mean, this offense, you got guys all around talented. And Terry Bussey, he's a guy that could play anywhere. I mean, he's that athletic. If you watch anything on him, he's one of the most athletic players to come out in a while.
Another 5-star. And doesn't
Uh,
LSU play Arkansas today in Baton Rouge?
yeah, 6 p.m. tonight.
And I mean, one of the rumors, and again, this is rumor, was that Bussy was going to be in attendance because at that game, LSU Arkansas. And I don't know what that would do. Maybe that's one thing that it would do is maybe take from A&M. It would maybe mean that he's thinking, because all the talk was that it was A&M kind of. So I mean, take that for what it's worth. That's what I would say, Sooner fans. Jay, what's your thoughts on the Jordan Seaton situation?
I mean, Seaton's interesting just because, I mean, obviously David Stone's visiting next week, and Seaton, chance he's going to come as well for the visit. And I mean, Seaton's a stud offensive lineman. It would be a massive get for Bill Beatenbow. I mean, you got him, like you said, you got the influence with David Stone and Jaden Jackson, right? You have Grant Bricks, who is not committed yet, which that one's been dragging out for a while. I don't know if that's good or bad for OU, but obviously we all know it's OU Nebraska has been that for a while, and so you have him still in the mix. Seaton, I think, is a guy that's just really talented. I mean, he's going to be a great whoever he goes to commits to is going to get a great offensive lineman. I'm hoping that's OU. I mean, if they do get him on a visit next Saturday, then to me, I mean, you already got. I saw Mitchell's going to be there next week, tight end. You got David Stone, possibly Seaton. I mean, it's going to be a good weekend for visits, so should be a good atmosphere. Let's just say this: got to get by this week, right? Big game today. So,
Yeah.
but man, when you see this recruiting buzz, it's not coming from nowhere. I'll just say that. Where there's smoke, there's fire usually, and so very interested to see over the next few days what kind of uh, comes out of this. But it
Well,
looks more positive news for OU on the recruiting front.
let me just ask you this, Jay, before we close. We mentioned Bussy, 5-star, absolute insane athletic ability. We mentioned Jordan Seaton, just the difference he would make. Outside of those two guys, is there anyone? Can you throw out two other names possibly? Again, these are rumors, guys, viewers. These are rumors, but they are rumors based on things that have been really out there on the Twitterverse. But
I would say that now that OU has, they've got that power line committed to where we think it is. The other people have committed elsewhere. But where you're at right now is you're in what we call flip season. All right. And there's guys out there that have committed to other schools. I mean, you saw that this week the 4-star safety from Michigan State that OU offered, right? Michigan State's going through a big coaching change and all that, so he got offered. You see guys like, obviously Williams, Nwaneri, right? Dominic McKinley. I think McKinley's pretty locked in, but Nwaneri you don't know about. He could flip. I mean, guys, if Clemson has a bad year, I would not. I mean, Wesco is a name that, I mean, who knows? But I just think he was a guy that was in love with OU for a long time. So when I look at guys that can flip, it's guys that were in great spots with OU and then chose somewhere else, right? But that means if they were in that tight a spot with OU, they have a good relationship to be in that top two, top three. So you can't rule that out on a flip. Um, but I'm not saying anybody's flipping. I'm just saying those are names that you could watch for. But
yeah,
so
yeah. Here's the deal. It is the first day of fall. Today is welcome to fall, but you're right, Jay. Welcome to flip season. And yeah, the safety that had committed to Michigan State, I think that's a very interesting one as well. So here's the deal, viewers. Uh, we're here to present kind of what's out there and, take it for what it is. But we do know this something is brewing in recruiting for Norman, Oklahoma, for the University of Oklahoma. What that turns out to be, I promise you, we'll be on top of it when it happens. We'll have a video out. You guys need to be a part of what's going on at the Sooner Surge. Nipper Stadium already packed. It's 4 hours before kickoff. The pit for Fox Noon kickoff is as packed as it's ever been this early. It's going to be a hostile environment. Can't wait. We're going to have a pregame live from 10:30 to 10:50, just 20 minutes to get the juices flowing before the game. Be a part of it. And then afterwards, we'll make sure we have a whole lot of post-game content for you, our viewers. Like, comment. Who do you think this could be in regards to? Drop your comments in the chat. Till next time, Boomer.
Boomer.